Morning. Hopefully I'm in frame. I set it up now so that way I don't see myself while I'm talking. It's easier that way. So today I'm called to share that I am now married. And on the human level, I feel a lot of resistance in talking about this because of the non-conventional nature of it. And that's fine. I'm not a conventional person. And I'm here to share my authentic experience. So I got non-legally married yesterday. Performed a commitment ceremony at home as a sort of alternative elopement. And it is a Sologamy wedding. And so I am married to me. I, for quite some time now, have been self-partnered, and in my orbit, I practice ENM, ethical non-monogamy. I am my own primary partner, and then outside of that, I am open to 1 to 2 other anchor partnerships. Outside of that, connecting with 1 to 5 deeply bonded chosen family members, and outside of that is floating connections. It was time for me to fully commit to myself in my primary partnership, and so I took the big leap of faith and married myself. And there's different layers to that experience. The foundation of that is a very spiritual one. And you may notice that the placement of the rings are different than the traditional ring finger, which I went by the yoga mudras. And so the middle finger being ether, space, I figure the eternal, the unseen, as opposed to the earth, the physical. And chose to balance masculine, feminine, giving, receiving. There was a lot of thought, and a lot of intention, complete intention in everything relative. And this was something that, like I said, I've been self-partnered for a while, and I haven't talked too much about it on this podcast. I talked about it a good deal on my original Spotify podcast. That said, I wasn't in a place where I was fully embodying what that meant at the time, and so now I'm together again and ready to talk about it. And so let me sit with the intention of today. Part of me wants to talk about the specifics of the ritual, the ceremony, but that doesn't feel as important. Leaning into feeling. The wedding yesterday was/is a beautiful thing. How I felt throughout the entire experience was and is a beautiful thing. And I was filled beyond the brim with joy. I was crying a lot. And my willingness to give my all to me, as I, in my past life, had given my all to anyone else but me. Again, just beautiful is the word that comes. I deserve the love that I give. And it was about time. And what this is in the earth realm going to look like going forward in terms of ceremony, celebration. I feel I'll be talking about the specifics of what my relationship with me looks like in a tangible sort of way. That said, so I did the elopement, the actual wedding yesterday, and a year from now, at the anniversary, the first anniversary, I'm gonna do a renewal of vowels, A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y, of vows. And we'll invite others to join me in that. And the thing is, I did the commitment ceremony yesterday despite not having a whole lot of the physical things that I envisioned for the experience, because I was done letting circumstances and the external world dictate what my experience is with me. And so I was ready and I went for it. That said, I would very much like to indulge in a more standard wedding party. So when I do the renewing of vows, I would like to, it's either going to be two things. It's either going to be having a wedding officiant and probably like a small wedding party, and do, what you would typically see for a wedding, where there's the aisle and all of that. The other option being, if I'm not connected with fully, genuinely supporting folks, because I don't accept any less than that, I'm not going to force myself to do all of that for the sake of feeling like I'm meeting a need when it's not authentic. If it ends up being just one or two people I'm connected with, I I would be quite content just dressing up and having a night out, or probably like a midday out for me. Just celebrating in some way with others, and be nice to get dressed up for it, more than I did yesterday. And so we'll see. Come January 15th is the date I have in my Google Calendar for it. I'll start the planning for the wedding party with others and see where that goes. And it'll be, the actual party date would be May 29th, so the exact anniversary, ideally. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. I'm not gonna talk too much more about this for now. I mean, for one, the uploads take forever if it's over 20 minutes. But two, I feel I'm going to be doing another segment and touching on the self-love languages, and what my relationship with me looks like, and just what that dynamic is, because to make this overly generalized, there's sort of two categories of experience with sologamy I've noticed, which is, self-wedding. There's the more general experience of a general self-partnering, of prioritizing the self as much as prioritizing others, just committing to self in general. And then there's what my experience is, which is auto-romanticism and auto-sexuality, not solely, but as the primary experience. And so for me, it's honoring all of that together, and with that deep spirituality entwined in all of it. And so, there's the stigma of sologamy in general. Goddess forbid that someone loves themselves as the whole entire being that they are, not needing to be completed by somebody else. Ego has a problem with that. And then there's the stigma of auto-sexuality, auto-romanticism. Again, goddess forbid you are attracted to yourself as you are attracted to others, or are solely attracted to the self. That's not my case, but that is a valid experience for those that applies to. And so, as much as I acknowledge how silly that egoic notion, that stigma is, that societally adopted ancestral nonsense of, like, you cannot love yourself, you are not whole by yourself. God defines, like, true love as a completion with another, all that bullshit. We are all whole beings, and marriage in the traditional sense of two people coming together is two people, two individuals coming together to enhance the other's life. It's not a completion. Sorry, not sorry. And so all love is valid, all marriage is valid, legal or otherwise, sologamy or otherwise. Monogamous or monogamy or polygamy, all marriage is valid. Noticing I'm getting heady about it. The intent is pure. on this here for today, for now. I love you. Thank you for listening. I look forward to sharing myself again soon.